Welcome to Maple Learn. In this bootcamp, I'll use a series of 4 examples to teach you everything you'll need to know to get started in Maple Learn. No special software is required to start using Maple Learn. All you need is an internet connection and a browser pointed to the URL learn.maplesoft.com. So let's get started. This is Maple Learn accessed via a Chrome browser. Math in Maple Learn is organized into groups. In this example, each system is defined within its own group. The inequalities in System A are defined in Group 1, the inequalities in System B are defined in Group 2, and the inequalities in System C are defined in Group 3. Groups can be moved anywhere on the canvas by dragging the gray vertical handle that appears to the right of the group number. This makes it easy for you to perform side calculations and organize your work in a way that makes sense to you and the problem you are trying to solve. The plot for each of the systems is readily seen by clicking into the group defining that system. A plot appears in the plot window as soon as you enter an expression, or in this case, an inequality. No commands are required. You can use your keyboard or the palettes in the group above to enter math into a group. A cell can be either text or math. If you want to add text to a group, hit the spacebar before typing. This converts the cell from text to math. If you want a line break, text, hit Alt-Enter. To convert back to math, use the option in the Edit menu or click the T icon to the left of the cell. And if at any point you want to insert a new cell, use Shift-Enter. Shift-Enter at the beginning of a line inserts a new cell above, otherwise it inserts it below. Understanding how parameters affect a graph or an output is key to developing an intuition for mathematics. In Maple Learn, you can parameterize your expression with the click of a button, using the Quick Actions menu represented by a light bulb to the left of a math cell. In this example, notice how clicking the light bulb generates a slider for each of the parameters, A, B, and C. You can change the settings for your sliders by clicking on the cog. At any point, you can add a plot of your expression directly into the group using the Maple Learn context panel. This plot will always be visible even when you turn your attention to another group. Another way to parameterize your expression is to assign it a value using the := operator. Notice when I assign a value to M and B, a slider automatically appears. A slider will appear whenever you assign a numeric value to a variable. If you don't want it there, you can remove it using the Quick Actions menu. Before we move on, it's useful to understand the difference between equations and assignment statements. Assignments change the value of a variable, whereas equations, such as y is equal to 10x plus 3, the equation of our line, specify a mathematical relationship between the expressions on the left and right-hand sides, but do not affect the values of any of the variables. You can continue to use x and y in other calculations. Now let's turn our attention to the plot window. We can view points of interest by clicking the Special Points button. If you want to add a point to the graph, type the word point followed by the coordinates of interest. Maple Learn will add a point to the graph. In Maple Learn, assignments take place top to bottom within a group and left to right across the canvas. So if you have 2 groups, let's say Group 1 and Group 2, all assignments in Group 1 will occur sequentially within the group and before any assignments are made in Group 2. In addition, and most importantly, any assignment defined in Group 1 can be used in Group 2. This is best understood in an example. In order to find the values of x using the quadratic formula, we need to plug in the coefficients for a, b, and c into the equation. For equation 1, the values of a, b, and c are 3, -6, and -9. Notice how as soon as I assign the values for a, b, and c in Group 1, Group 2 is able to use the values to solve for x. That's because any assignment defined in Group 1 can be used in Group 2. More broadly speaking, any assignment defined in a previous group can be used by the current group. For equation 2, the coefficients of a, b, and c are 2, -2, and -12. By assigning new values for a, b, and c underneath the previous values, I'm overwriting the previous values. This is because assignments in Maple Learn occur in sequential order. Now a word of caution. When you move a group to a different part of the page, it can affect the order that the calculations are performed. In this example, if you move Group 2 above group 1, so it becomes the new group 1, then it no longer knows the values of A, B, and C, hence you're not able to get a solution for X. In this last example, I'm going to show you how all of MapleLearn's features come together to help you solve a math problem. In this word problem, we are given the temperature of a cooling liquid and asked to graph the function t of x, calculate the temperature of the liquid after 10 minutes, and determine how long it will take for the temperature to reach 28 degrees Celsius. To graph the function, all we need to do is enter the function into MapleLearn. If you wanted, you could take a picture of the function with the Maple Calculator app, and the function would be available immediately in MapleLearn by clicking on the cloud icon on the toolbar. You just need to make sure you're logged into MapleLearn and the free Maple Calculator app with the same login credentials. Defining a function in MapleLearn is the same as assigning a value to a variable. Use the := operator to define your function. Evaluating the function at x equals 10 is a matter of asking MapleLearn to return the result by plugging 10 into our function t of x. Lastly, to determine how long it will take the temperature to reach 28 degrees Celsius, we could work through the problem line by line in MapleLearn, or if you've already solved it on paper and assuming the solution was written out linearly, you can take a picture of the solution and send it to MapleLearn. Now our solutions in MapleLearn, we can use MapleLearn's context panel to check if the answer is correct. We can do this in several different ways, but the way I want to show you today is by solving for x based on the equation defined in Q1 using MapleLearn's context panel. The thing to note about MapleLearn's context panel is that the operations available in the panel change depending on the input. MapleLearn has operations to solve problems in algebra, trig, calculus, linear algebra, and so much more. I hope you found this session helpful. If you have any questions about using MapleLearn, don't hesitate to contact us at support@maplesoft.com. Thanks so much.